How you doing? To be honest with you people, I was really just not feeling the vlog tonight. I had to get some blood taken today for a physical. It hurt, but I knew that I had such an audience here. Bronson, please, we want to give you another 100 views. I was like, well, all right. I went to a record shop. It's called Music Inn, and it is one of my favorite places in the city because, well, first of all, we have a menagerie of vinyl, an old cash register, a harmonica holder that costs $20, this wind chime. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Part of the appeal that a lot of people kind of place onto record stores is the idea that you're gonna go in, you don't really know what you're looking for, and you're hunting for kind of a hidden gem. Sometimes you get some true gems, like Spunkadelic. Look at that. Look at that spunk. Jelly, a true story. This lady right here, married to Ed Harris. Not cuz of the band. I gotta say, the name Jelly, this is not a cover that I would have pictured. This looks more honestly like a cover that like a local writer would write and kind of sell at like the Welcome Center. But by far, my favorite is Mac McAnally. I didn't know that was how you pronounce his last name. This guy right here, he's the actual one of the backup musicians for the Jimmy Buffett band. This guy is partly responsible for Cheeseburgers being an actual paradise. To be honest, the real reason that I wanted to make this vlog was I was kind of interested in talking about relevance and how artists can lose it. The reason that people kind of lose relevance, at least how I originally thought of it, was that they just didn't make anything that was that good. If you have something that is quality, it's gonna stay around. But then I looked up Jelly, I listened to their album, it's pretty great. Mac McAnally, the guy, he has the voice of an angel and the charm of a messiah. Spunkadelic's not that great. But I realized that it's not necessarily the case that if something becomes irrelevant, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's old school. And this got me thinking, what is it about old school that we hold so much reverence for? I mean, if the point of education is to allow people to transcend the trial and error that the people before them had to deal with, then why is it that we have such a high value for something that's old? Take old movies. The writing's usually terrible. They include literally every single thing that you just don't need. A guy witnesses a murder, he gets in his car, he drives on the road, he gets to his apartment building, he unlocks the apartment building door, he walks up the stairs, he knocks on his door, his roommate answers. Just cut to the roommate going, oh, he murdered someone? But that's old movies. And the reason is because it didn't really know what it was doing yet. I mean, I'm 22. Do I know what the hell I'm talking about? We learn from the mistakes of our predecessors so that we can advance. I think that the reason that you have this elitism with finding old, obscure things is because there is a certain nobility to taking the effort to researching something that no one else has told you to do. But art is always intended for a specific audience. Whenever Orson Welles made Citizen Kane in 1941, he wasn't making it for the audience of 2019, he was making it for that audience. Now, it's true that the themes of corruption, of loss of innocence, those are things that speak to the human condition and they will always be relevant. But the way that that movie was made, the way that the actors act, the way that it was written, it just doesn't hold up to now. I think that the blind association of old school with superiority is just as insane as saying that you should ignore anything that's old. Sometimes by taking the effort to watch an old movie or to listen to an old song or to do something that is not modern and advertised and obvious, you can find something that maybe you've forgotten about, maybe the world has forgotten about, and that it really needs. I know that after the election in 2016, there was a lot of divisiveness, and there still is a lot of divisiveness. In our class at NYU, our professor asked, what movies do you think are movies that we need to watch right now? Somebody said Princess Mononoke, which is the poster that I have hanging on my wall. That movie is incredibly significant to me because it taught me that the real enemy is hatred and fear. I mean, that movie was made in 1997, made in Japan. It's well known among people who like anime, but you ask the average person on the street if they've heard of it, probably not. That was a case of something that was off the beaten path, something that wasn't really recent, and it had value for me. Sometimes by doing things that are old school, or by researching things, or by having passion about things that are old school, you can find things that can make new school better. And with that, I will see you guys next week.